Welcome to the latest episode of Engineer for a Day with Heriot-Watt University. And today we've got a really exciting one because we're going to be biomedical engineers for the day. And I'm in a strange location, perhaps, an unexpected one. I'm actually in a dental lab where we're going to be looking at how engineers have a role to play in, well, dentistry, orthodontics, and generally the healthcare industry. So I'm here in Deutsche Aligners on the 27th floor in Jumeirah Lake Towers. Perhaps a place that you wouldn't always associate with heavy engineering or really technical engineering. But that's what we're here to do today. We're here to talk about the role of engineering in dentistry and in healthcare. And I'm delighted to be joined today by Ahmed, who's going to take us on a tour of the facilities here and the role and the real technical role that engineers have to play in this whole industry. So if I can help by introducing you to
Hello.
Ahmed here. Hi, Ahmed.
Yes. Hi.
Good to see you, and thank you for hosting us today.
It's our pleasure.
I'd say a lot of people who are thinking of engineering don't immediately think about the role of engineering in things like dentistry. But you showed me around earlier, and you showed me so many of the processes that you do that very much align with engineering.
Exactly.
You've agreed, thankfully, to take us through some of that process. And what we're perhaps going to see later will be the consultation piece.
Okay.
When the dentist meets the patient.
Exactly. So let's say you are a patient.
Yes.
And you went to one dentist.
Yes.
You have some problem like misaligned teeth or crooked teeth. So the patient, the dentist will say to you, look, you have to make orthodontic treatments.
Right.
So in the past, the only treatment for the dental orthodontic was metal braces. You have to put wires, something metal, orthodontic appliances, which is fixed, hard for the patient. So now, by clear aligner technology, the dentist and orthodontist, they can offer their patients a clear plastic trays that can straighten the teeth, depending on a little movement at a time, using a series of clear plastic trays that can move the teeth gradually from the initial position to the last position to get good, perfect smile, good occlusion. So that's it. Yeah.
One thing that's really exciting about this industry is how much it has changed, certainly since I had my orthodontics quite a few years ago to nowadays. The technology is moving at a very fast pace.
Exactly. It's moving very fast, and the thing that helped us to improve this technology and to make it in the industry and make it a business, the artificial intelligence and the engineering solutions.
Right.
So the engineering, it's this technology, the clear aligner technology, it's closely related to the artificial intelligence and engineering solution. Excellent. For example, we are using in our business CAD/CAM softwares, 3D printing like CAM, and like CNC machines.
Excellent.
So this kind of technology and the solution, it's always help us to improve our production and give the patient, the doctors, good products.
So these are very familiar processes that, say, mechanical engineers, chemical and electrical engineers are used to. You know, that kind of computer-aided design, the computer-aided manufacture, the whole design process and then the manufacturing process. The difference, I think, we have here is that everything is a bespoke design. So engineers are used to designing perhaps a product for a solution. Maybe they make multiples of those products.
Exactly.
Whereas everything here in the design manufacture process, it is bespoke. It is for an individual, for their individual, in this case, in their maxillofacial.
Yeah. So every product, it's coming from our company. It's custom made for each patient.
Absolutely.
As a 3D model by using the 3D imaging computer technology. So sure, we are taking the measurement and the digital scan from the doctors or the patients. So then we convert these scans into 3D digital model and define teeth, gingiva, root axis, get real simulation for your oral cavity. Excellent. So it's really difficult and it's too risky to open your business and design custom-made product for each customer.
I have a customer. So I guess the point we want to take from this is, first of all, similar processes, the engineering process, but the fact that it's bespoke. And you're so kind to show us around the process from the beginning. So if you wouldn't mind, start us on a tour and we'll take a look at the early stage assessment and design of the...
Let's go.
Please. Okay, so we're at the first stage. Ahmed, tell us what happens here. I believe we're going to do a scan.
Yes, exactly. It's kind of real simulation, digital scanning for the oral cavity. So we have to get the real measurement for the both jaws, upper jaw and lower jaw.
Excellent. And I believe we have our volunteer, who everybody will be familiar with. Mohammed is going to take a seat here. And over to you. Just walk us through the process.
And you have also Firas. Firas will show us how to scan. So yeah, you can see in the screen. As you know, we have to design our teeth movement protocols depending on real models.
And this is what we were speaking about a moment ago. This is very bespoke. So this whole design or initial stage of the design process is exactly bespoke to Mohammed's mouth.
Yeah, it's designed for Mohammed in every stage. It's not only in the final product, for example, or in specific materials. No, it's from the beginning at the last product. It's designed for Mohammed. For example, from this study, we will convert, this scan into 3D digital model. Define the tooth, the root axe of each tooth, the gingiva, everything to get kind of real jaws.
Amazing.
Okay, then we will design his treatment plan, straightening his teeth, finalize the result, get the outcomes.
We saw the first step of the process, which is very much about taking measurements, which is something obviously engineers do all the time. But now you end up with this bespoke 3D image, something like what we have on a screen here, Mohammed, if you want to come around and take a look at it. And we're at a design stage now. So this is just a measurement, and we want to go from measurement to design. So what's happening here?
Yeah, as we discussed before, that we are depending on the engineering solutions with our industry. So the engineer can use the 3D softwares, the CAD softwares, to design the teeth movement, and predict the final outcomes. For example, right now we got the scan or the measurement from the doctor, and in the first stage, we will design the final result, final outcomes to show the patient, to show the doctor how the result it will be. This is, for example, this is your teeth initial position, and this is your final result. So I will tell the patient, I will tell the doctor that after 1 year, after 8 months, after a couple of times, you will get this result.
So it's important to have your starting point, to have your finishing point.
Exactly.
And then the design engineer goes through, well, how do I move through those in a progressive way?
Exactly. And we are managing the timeline of the movement, both stages, I have here stuck tooth. I want to create space in the first stage. In the second stage, I will start to align them. I will start to manage the axis of the tooth.
I can see them moving here.
Exactly.
So this is stage by stage.
Stage by stage. And also we will consider the ability of the aligner to move the teeth.
Amazing.
And put in your mind the health of the bone, health of the root. So for example, every week we can move the tooth 0.2 millimeter or 0.25 millimeter, not more than this.
This is really interesting because traditional, let's say, engineering design that isn't working with people works with materials that are quite predictable. But now we're in vivo, that means in the body, and we have to worry about how the body is going to react to those step-by-step changes. You can't move too fast.
You cannot move too fast because it's you are engineer and you are designing movement right now, but you are not in a free space.
No.
You are inside the oral cavity.
And so you have to work with the body. You have to work with the dentistry. You have to work with the bone.
Exactly, and you are moving biological elements. So they are kind of limitations. And the design criteria, the elements of the design, the movement, the space, everything is different.
And everything's changing. Your material properties are adapting as you go. Your topology is all changing at the same time. So you have to be very progressive in your...
Very progressive, and you will have to consider the material that you will use it after this stage. So you are thinking in advance.
But to an engineer, that's just another variable. That is another thing to understand about their design and to incorporate into a clever solution.
Exactly. And by computer-aided design softwares, it's coming easily by the time, and it will give us more predictability. We can tell the patient how long the treatment will take, how many aligner or how many trays in your series, how many steps, and we can show him videos, IPR report, like if we're going to make stripping between the teeth, I can tell the doctor that you have to take stripping between these two, with this value before this step. So everything is exactly, and you can accept everything from the beginning.
Perfect. Okay. So we know where we want to start. We know where we have to start. And we know where we want to be. And what you have is this invisible orthodontic that is going to, or visible brace that's going to progressively change its shape and then pull and push and even rotate the teeth into that eventual shape that you want to get to. Can you now bring us through those manufacturing steps? If we have our design step, now how do we make one of those orthodontics? Maybe you can take us on the next step.
Sure.
Tour.
I will take you to the next step, to the manufacturing department.
Excellent. These are one of the products that you develop.
Yes.
And this might be one step along the path to getting these eventual aligned teeth that you've agreed with.
It's one from the sequence.
One of the sequence. Brilliant.
Yeah. And you can see the material, it's combination between elasticity and rigidity.
Okay.
To make this material removable, comfortable, fit on the teeth, and in the same time, gentle on the gum.
Right.
So we don't want to use material that will hurt the gingiva for the patient. We have to make the patient happy and comfortable with our treatments.
Great.
Yeah.
So what you're going to take us through is the kind of design and manufacture process for this product that is used then to align the teeth.
The manufacturing process, it's begin from when we take the 3D steps or these sets, all sets from the CAD softwares, then we will prepare these sets and arrange them to 3D printing process. Yeah. Here we import all the sets and we're gonna to arrange them as layers.
Oh, I see. So you've already made your plan to go from where you are to where you want to be. And you're doing it in a number of steps. So you need to create a number of these devices that you're going to, and you do it all together at the one time.
Yeah. For example, I got from the plan like 20 sets.
Okay.
I have 1, 2, 3 until 20.
And here they are
So
all together.
I want to print 20 models.
20 models.
Then these 20 models, okay, I will make thermoforming with this material. Then it will go to CNC machine, cutting, trimming, and finishing.
Fantastic. So our first step, though, I think, or our next step here is to take that. You're preparing it here to be 3D printed.
Yes.
And you're able to 3D print on-site, in-house here
inside in our lab. Yes.
Excellent. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so what we can see here is something like what we saw on the screen. Take us through what's happening here.
Yeah, actually we have this resin plates.
Resin plate?
We have this platform. Okay. After we add this 3D printer machine, it's connected with that PC.
Yeah.
So it will take the order, as you see here.
Yeah.
Okay, and it will start to print these 3D models, okay, the whole units by layer, step by step.
So layer by layer, it's making those bespoke designs from what we saw on the screen in the other room to this 3D printer here. And
it's depending on the laser technology.
So this is a slightly different 3D printer to the ones that you might get that are becoming a bit more commercial now, additive layer manufacture. This is something I think that's using a laser, an ultraviolet laser, that is curing the resin.
It's advanced printer and it's more accurate than other printer in the industrial field.
That's right.
For example, you can print kind of industrial product with a little of accuracy and it will work in other business. But in the dental business or in the dental clear aligners, you have to print something accurate.
Really, really high precision.
Accurate. Exactly.
Excellent. Yeah. Great. So you'll show us examples, I think, of these once they're made. What's the next step in the process? This is still just the mold of your patient's mouth. Yeah. So how do we go from that mold to that invisible orthodontics?
Good question. After this process, okay, we will take these models, these sets, and we will make thermoforming by using, special materials. So after we make thermoforming, these plastic materials will shape this model.
So we have this model. It is a solid part, and what you want to do is take this plastic, this flexible material that you showed us earlier. I think you heat it up, and then you vacuum form on top of this, making a replica of that same shape.
Exactly. You will put it on the machine. It will start to heat this sheet. Okay. It will come like more elastic. Then with the vacuum, it will shape the 3D model.
Excellent.
And then we will take these models into CNC machine to make cutting and the trimming of the trees depend on the gingival line for each patient.
So we've had the consultation with a patient, then we go to a design stage and then a manufacture stage. And there's a number of different manufacturing processes that you go to eventually get to the product that you have in your hand. And this is what you give to your patient or your customer. Can you show us?
So yes, so after the design, production, and the performance of clear aligner is done by using the artificial intelligence and the engineering solution. Now we have the final product. We call this is the clear plastic trace. This is the aligner. We call it aligner.
This is your aligner.
So it's one of the sets from one of our patients. Okay, you can check the material. It's smart material. We call it FLX material, and its combination between elasticity and rigidity as a perfect balance.
So the material properties here, of course, are designed not just in terms of shape, but they're designed to put an amount of pressure or force on your teeth to guide them and to move them in progressive steps.
Yeah, and we know how much the force that it will make it on the patient teeth.
And you know all that through your design process, through your modeling, you're able to tell that.
Because this sheet or this trace, it makes a pressure in your teeth, okay, to move them. So we already manage the pressure, the value of the pressure, and the X for the drive force of this pressure.
Amazing. So, of course, we've only here looked at essentially orthodontistry, right? So the orthodontics of the healthcare industry. I know in your company here, you work a lot with everything from dental implants and designing the ceramic, and you were able to show us some of those techniques earlier about how you design ceramics, the actual enamel or the replica of the enamel that you would have on your teeth as well. I guess what I'm trying to say is that what we've shown is a very small part of the role of an engineer in a very large industry. And it's an industry that perhaps not all engineers would have perhaps thought of when they were thinking of becoming an engineer.
Actually, right now, if you want to be one of the leaders in the dental field, you have to use the latest technology,
right?
Which are using CAD/CAM, CAD softwares, CAM like 3D printing,
all that scanning technology,
all that scanning. So you have to depend on the latest technology and apply these kind of devices and machines inside your infrastructure.
And it's an industry, of course, that is moving very, very fast.
Very fast.
And the more it's moving, the more engineering, the more design that's involved in this.
Maybe we are lucky that we have, many innovations, innovations in this time that will produce for us machines, devices that fit in our business models.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I hope we've given you some insight in what it would be to be a biomedical or biomechanical engineer. We hope you engage well with the task, and we look forward to seeing you again as an engineer for a day with Heriot-Watt University. And thank you again, Ahmed, for showing us around today.
Thank you too.
Thanks
very much. It was nice to meet you.
And you.